Tough Sports TV, Jack Fletcher. Don't forget to like and subscribe, bottom right-hand side. And I'm delighted to welcome on today 4-0 prospect, Nottingham. Long time no speak, no see. Joe Hughes. Joe, how you doing?
I'm very well, Jack. How are you, my man?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, it's a challenging time at the minute for boxers and everybody in general. You was flying the crest of a wave last year, got some fantastic results at RB Haddon, well on your way to making some great progress in the boxing world, going up the rankings, and all of a sudden the pandemic hit and kind of put a massive stumbling block on things. How have you been sort of dealing with it day to day? Are you training with Scott on a regular basis?
Yeah, we've been in the gym the whole time, pretty much. Obviously, the first lockdown, no one was allowed to train, so it was like I wasn't doing much. I tried to stay because when the first lockdown hit, I'd just had a fight the week before, literally the Sunday after I had a fight, the lockdown hit. So I got literally the last fight of the year in, and then ever since I've been like ticking over. And then the first lockdown came, I struggled a little bit there, trying to stay motivated, but then yeah, got straight back in the gym with Scott, and I've been working ever since, like not stopped.
So you've been consistent throughout. Would you say that you're pretty much ready to go, fight ready at the minute?
Yeah, I'm 75% of the way there. Do you know what I mean? I'm fit and I'm like reasonably sharp. Just the few little things that you work on when you're at the end of a training camp that I'd need to brushing up on, like just like weight a little bit heavier than I normally would be, because well, what's the point of being on weight when you're not fighting? And then just a little up the fitness a little bit, the intensity, and sharpen up on timing and like reaction stuff like that with sparring, etc. So that's it.
I noticed on social media earlier on today that you mentioned Ricky Hatton's son's name, Campbell Hatton. Now, I've seen you fight many times on the unlicensed scene, on the professional circuit as well. I know you can box. I know you can fight as well in the trenches. You can move. You've got great footwork, good shot selection, and you've got a great boxing IQ, Joe. And I firmly believe that to match you against someone like the likes of Campbell Hatton, I think it would be a very, very competitive fight. So that was a serious statement coming from your social media then.
We know that there's been, obviously his debut has been announced 6th of March on the Dylan White undercard, and there's been like some opportunities chucked our way for a potential of that fight. So we've sent our details over through my manager, and we've not heard anything back. So I'm pushing myself for the fight. There's only so much that Scott can do himself to push to get me the fights, but then I'm trying to push that a little extra bit to get the fight. I firmly believe that I could beat him, and I know people who know him well on the amateur scene, and he wasn't all that great as an amateur. And coming from me, that might be a bit of a statement because I haven't got that amateur experience that he has, but I mix it with some top amateurs now, and I'm not outclassed by him. So yeah, I firmly believe I can beat him. I'm giving away weight. He's 2 weight divisions above me. I'm giving away experience. So yeah, why not? I'm the perfect opponent for him on his pro debut, aren't I? Undefeated, 4-0. If he comes and beats me on his pro debut, then the whole of Britain are going to be hyping up about him more than they already are. So why not test him out and see what he's capable of?
Do you think it's fair to say that he's getting a bit of a leg up because he's a Hatton? So Eddie Earns giving him that advantage, putting him on that platform purely off the back of the Hatton name.
Yeah, 100%. He only boxed. He only won a development national championship as an amateur, so that's not even like, for example, my stablemate Marcus Ellis. He's a 4 times actual national champion. He's probably not going to get signed up by Eddie Earn because he ain't got the name Hatton. Do you know what I'm saying? He's Ricky Hatton's son. He's 1 times development champion, and he's signed to Sky Sports. So that says it all for me.
I mean, you're getting fighters such as Stoke-on-Trent, Jamie Delroy Stewart, fighting on a matchroom card against Florian Marku and grinding out a draw. You know, a completely unknown fighter going onto that platform. You know, fighters like Luke Jones from Staffordshire as well on Frank Warren Promotions. So it must be bittersweet because you're watching these guys on these big platforms, getting these opportunities. So it's great to watch. But on the same token, Joe Hughes, you know, a fantastic prospect, you know, so much potential, you know, to go as far as you can go in the fight game. But you're not getting these opportunities that you want at the minute. And at the minute, that's the only light at the end of the tunnel because there's no plans in the near future to do any sort of small hall shows. It must be frustrating.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's just frustrating because people like me, I've been grinding away the whole time, and I just want these opportunities. And I know everyone's in the same boat, and I was lucky that I got one of the last fights in of the year before the lockdown came. So I'm lucky in that sense, but I'm 24, and obviously I'm still young, so it's not like time's pushing me that much. But at the same sense, I'm only getting older, and you know, they say time's undefeated. That's the only one that's going to beat me. So I want to get it. I want to get it while I'm still young and I'm fresh. So I'm just looking for any opportunities that's out there. With me and Scott, we've been offered a lot of fights during this period of time, and literally most of them, and we've said yes to. The ones that are out of my depth, just due to sheer experience, like the ones that are like 15, 16 and 0, and they're offering us fights, they're pointless for us. If I take a fight like that, I'm just throwing away my career because I'm just not at that stage where I'm ready to fight someone with that experience. But these guys that are 2, 3, 4 and 0 themselves, or pro debut themselves, I'm in the perfect boat to fight them. So get me in, get me ready, send us the contract, and we'll sign it. We're ready for it.
I think in the middle of the last lockdown, you kind of you lost a bit of motivation. You stopped training a little bit. But when did that moment come when you realised that you needed to get back on the horse again and get fight ready? Because it looks to me like you're back in shape again. You know, you're training with Scott. You're firing on all cylinders again. So what was the catalyst to get you to that point where you thought, you know what, enough's enough. I need to get back in camp again?
Well, I dropped off a little bit, and like I had that period of time where I wasn't doing much. I was still doing a little bit. I was still in the gym probably twice a week with Scott. But then, just like Scott said to me, look, we need to get like half ready for some fights, because there's a lot of opportunities out there. So if you get one, you know it's going to come at like 2 weeks or a week's notice. You're not going to get that 4, 5, 6 like 6 weeks notice. You're going to get a week or two. So if you're ready and you're half fit and you, like, you know what I mean, you get them opportunities, you could cause the upset. So yeah, just speaking with my manager and my trainer Scott, and got me into gear and got back in the gym, and now I've been on it ever since, and we've been working hard. So sparring, training, and like we're going up sparring somewhere at the weekend, all permitting with COVID, etc. Because obviously we've got to find out that we're allowed, and things like that. So yeah, I'm in a good place now.
Who's in the camp at the minute? Is it yourself, sort of Jack Utsby, Marcus Ellis?
Yeah, there's a mixture of us. It's normally me, Marcus, and Kyle first, because we've been there the longest duration. But then you've got like Jack comes every now and again, like because he's busy with work still. And then there's a couple of amateur, like a couple of like elite amateur lads that are about to turn pro. You got Jordan Bradley and Joseph Henshaw, but obviously with the numbers due to COVID, there can't really be that many of us in the gym, so it has to be like us. We leave and we'll see that like them on our way out, etc. But there's a good group of lads there, and in our little bubble, me, Marcus, and Kyle, it's a good little bubble. Those three.
And in terms of sort of your skills and abilities at the minute, I mean, what would you say is your key strength in the ring, and what do you personally need to work on, Joe?
I think you can never stop working on anything, Jack. Like, there's always something you can work on. The problem that you have at the minute is the things that you work on, you can't put them into practice. That's the only problem. So like I can practice so much on pads with Scott, and I can practice doing certain things in sparring with like Marcus and Kyle, but they're both heavier lads than me. So it's what works on them might not work on a lad that's lighter and sharper, faster. Do you know what I mean? So that's the annoying thing. You can't really put it into practice, but there's a lot of things we're working on and we're practicing on, and we'll be ready for whatever situation comes when we need to fight.
So in an ideal world, mate, within the next couple of weeks, a phone call from Eddie Earns, PA, saying, Joe Hughes, we've heard all about you. We've watched the interview with Jack Fletcher on Tough Sports TV. Campbell Hatton's ready. We're ready to go.
Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. If that happens, then yeah. Well, as I've said, and I've made it clear, I'm ready to go. And if he's ready, March the 6th, let's have it.
I mean, I can personally vouch that I've watched you on many occasions, and like I said, he can box, he can fight, he can switch it, he can move around the ring, and I think he would be a handful for any fighter. So, Joe, you know, I really hope that you get that break that you want and that you deserve as well. And you know, thanks for coming on to the show today. Have you got any final words at all?
No, just thanks for having us on, mate. Again, like Campbell Hatton, if you're watching, mate, tell your people that you want the fight with me. Show them what you're about. Show them that you're better than your dad. Make your own name. Don't be Ricky Hatton's son for your career. Be Campbell Hatton, mate. Your own fighter, and step up to the plate.
You've just heard it from the horse's mouth. Joe, thanks for coming on the show, mate. And
I appreciate it.
We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot, pal.
Catch up with you soon, mate. Thank you very much. Take care. Joe.